Have you ever heard the rumors that an old American dime from the 1940s could be worth a fortune, maybe even millions? It sounds unbelievable, right? A coin so small, just 10 cents in value when it was made, turning into something that could change your entire life. People have whispered about the 1942 Mercury Dime being one of those special coins. Some claim it's so rare that collectors would pay millions to get their hands on it. But is that true? Can this tiny silver coin really make someone a millionaire? Today, we're going to uncover the full story behind the 1942 Mercury Dime. Stay tuned, because the truth about its value might surprise you, and by the end, you'll know exactly which versions of this coin are valuable and which ones are not. Let's begin with the design. The coin is commonly called the Mercury Dime, but that's actually a nickname. Officially, it's known as the Winged Liberty Head Dime. The famous sculptor Adolf A. Weinman designed it in 1916, and it stayed in production until 1945. On the obverse, or front, you'll see Liberty, the female figure who has long represented freedom in American coinage. She wears a winged cap, symbolizing liberty of thought. Because of this winged cap, many people thought she resembled the Roman god Mercury, the messenger of the gods, and that's how the coin got its nickname. On the reverse side, we see an equally powerful image. There's a fasces, which is a bundle of rods tied together around an axe. In ancient Rome, this symbol stood for strength through unity. One rod alone could be broken, but many rods bound together were strong. Alongside the fasces, there's an olive branch, symbolizing peace. Together, the message is clear. America seeks peace, but it also has the strength and unity to defend itself if necessary. Considering the coin was minted during the early years of World War II, this design was especially meaningful in 1942. Now let's talk about history. By 1942, the United States was deeply involved in World War II after the attack on Pearl Harbor in December 1941. The Mercury Dime in people's pockets wasn't just money, it was a symbol of the times. Soldiers carried them overseas, families used them to buy groceries during rationing, and children saved them to buy war bonds. Each dime represented both economic power and patriotic duty. The 1942 Mercury Dime was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. If you look closely on the reverse, near the bottom left of the fasces, you'll spot the mint mark. The Philadelphia Mint didn't use a mark, Denver used a small D, and San Francisco used an S. These details matter because collectors often look at the mint mark to determine rarity. So, how many were made? In 1942, mint production was very high. Philadelphia struck over 200 million dimes, Denver produced more than 60 million, and San Francisco made about 49 million. With such huge numbers, the 1942 dime is one of the most common dates in the entire Mercury Dime series. That's one reason why most of them are not worth a fortune today. But here's where things get interesting. With so many made, you'd think all of them are the same. But a small mistake at the mint changed everything. The famous 1942-41 overdate error was created when a 1942 die was punched over a 1941 die. This resulted in a strange overlapping date, where you can see traces of both 1941 and 1942. It happened in both Philadelphia and Denver, making 2 rare varieties: the 1942-41, Philadelphia, and the 1942-41D, Denver. These are some of the most valuable Mercury dimes ever struck. Now let's break down the values in detail. Regular 1942 dime, Philadelphia, no mint mark. Circulated condition, good to fine, worth around $2 to $5, mostly for silver content. Very fine to extremely fine, may sell for $8 to $15. Uncirculated, MS 60 to MS 63 values climb to around $20 to $40. High-grade mint state, MS 65, worth $60 to $100. Superb gems, MS 67 and higher, can sell for $200 to $400. 1942 D, Denver Mint. Circulated, around $2 to $5. Extremely fine, $8 to $15. Mint state, MS 63, about $40 to $60. MS 65 examples, $75 to $120. MS 67 can bring $300 to $600, especially if well struck. 1942 S. San Francisco Mint. Circulated, around $2 to $6. Extremely fine, $10 to $18. Uncirculated, MS, $63 $50 to $80. MS, 65 examples, $100 to $150. Superb gem MS, 67 or higher, $400 to $700, sometimes more at auctions because they're scarcer in top condition. The famous error, 1942-41 overdate, Philadelphia and Denver. Circulated examples, fine to very fine, worth anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000. Extremely fine, can reach $5,000 to $8,000. Uncirculated, MS 63 often sells for $12,000 to $18,000. MS 65 examples, typically worth $25,000 to $40,000. Superb gems, MS 67, have crossed $100,000 at major auctions. And this, my friends, is the origin of the $1 million rumor. People hear about these rare error dimes selling for jaw-dropping amounts and assume that every single 1942 dime must be worth the same. But the truth is, the overwhelming majority are common coins worth just a few dollars. Only the rare overdate errors and ultra-high-grade mint state examples bring those sky-high prices. So, is the 1942 Mercury Dime worth millions? The honest answer is no. Even the rarest examples have not reached the $1 million mark. But don't let that disappoint you. If you own one of the rare overdate varieties, you could still be looking at a life-changing amount of money, tens of thousands, maybe even over $100,000. And even if your coin is just a common one, it's still a beautiful piece of American history, struck in 90% silver during a time of global war. To collectors, the Mercury Dime is one of the most beloved designs in all of U.S. coinage. Its artistry, symbolism, and history make it far more than just its monetary value. And who knows? Maybe one day, as you check through your collection or an old jar of coins, you'll spot something unusual about the date. If you do, you might just be holding one of those rare treasures that could turn a simple dime into a serious payday.